I'm Mr. Hargrave, and this is Everything Wrong with Marvel Strike Force. And let's get right into it. We have new issues this week. I want to make sure you go out and participate on my Discord server. Links are down below. Also, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and leave a comment. What's wrong with Marvel Strike Force? There's always something new. All right, here it is. Fix Marvel Strike Force today. This is the channel on my server where we put all the issues for you to vote on. Basically, if something on here has like 600 reactions on it, it's going to get escalated to the next level. We usually do a poll right here on YouTube where we get even more reactions, and then we take that forward. I work with community manager Archangel, and we start to get these things fixed. So if something on here has less than like 200 reactions, then it tends to drop off. And you can see all the old reactions on here. If you want to make new suggestions, you can go down to the Everything Wrong with Marvel Strike Force channel on the server, and you can suggest there. Although don't get your hopes up about them being included, because I'm really looking for the best suggestions. And I got the new ones for you this week. We also do update videos, so we usually do a week of updates and a week of new issues to kind of give everybody some time to vote on these things. But feel free to go back up on the old ones, though, if they're still live on the server. If you haven't reacted to them, feel free to react to them. Let me know if it's something you want to see done, as it's a constant process. We're constantly bringing this up. All right, here are the new requests. I want to go through all these and make sure they're clear to everybody, because some of these might not be, evident. You might not know what I'm talking about. All right. Number one thing we're going to request, and this was requested multiple times this week. So many people asked for this. Even I ran into this one myself. I had a problem with this where I just screwed up. And that is, we're going to request that the character selection should always start empty. You know what I'm talking about. When you're going into Cosmic Crucible, when you're going into raids, when you're going into anything in the game mode, it should start off as empty, not pre-selecting the characters for you. Let me go ahead and just see if I can show you this real quick. So if I go in here to a raid and I go do a node, what it's going to do is it's going to pre-fill, right? Like here, if I get rid of all these characters and then I go out and come back in, if I go into any node, if I go into Cosmic Crucible, right, and characters aren't selected, it instantly just selects my top characters. Yeah, now I have Killmonger in here now, right? And now if I'm not looking, and even worse than that, like you can see here, my sim raid is activated. Like by default, thankfully Kestrel is injured, or else I would have just been able to hit, the button here and end up in the raid with the characters that I don't want to use, with Gamora and Killmonger, right? So what I'm saying is, when you go in here, it should just always default to no characters. Always default to no characters. We have our save slots. We can put them in there. Maybe once, like in raids, after you select a team once, like if I select this team once, maybe it can carry forward in that. It would be nice to see this change made in raids, but it's really important in Cosmic Crucible. In Cosmic Crucible, it's really brutal, and that's where I had the problem with it. I've already done my Cosmic Crucible attacks this time around, but if you go in here to Cosmic Crucible and you select one of these, one of the rooms, it's instantly going to load up your biggest characters in there. And you're never going to want to use that. Basically, you'll never want that to happen. So that's why this is one of the top requests. I think this is going to get a lot of reactions on it. I'm encouraging people to go and react to this one, because I think it is something that should be very easy for them to fix. It's a clear problem. It's causing people to instantly lose Cosmic Crucible fights, instantly lose raid battles, just when you're not, paying attention to it, which over the course of, the weeks and months and years that we play Marvel Strike Force, it's bound to happen to you. So going to request that one changes. All right. I don't like it when people come in here and want to throw thumbs downs on things. All right, look, if this persists, you're going to get banned off my server. It's just that simple, okay? If I keep on seeing the same people in here throwing thumbs downs, you're going to just get banned, because I'm not into it, okay? I don't care if you don't understand it or you don't like it. Then don't react to it, okay? And if it doesn't get enough reactions, then it will drop off. It will disappear. We don't need to thumbs down it, okay? I'm the guy taking charge of this, and you're going to piss me off. I would suggest not doing that. All right, so this is my request. Request that our rosters be directly connected to MSFGG. Now, I don't know if we're thumbs downing it for this reason, but apparently they've said in the past that this was already going to happen. Now, it's so far long ago that that was said that I think it's worth bringing up again to see, when is that going to happen? They connected our inventory and they told no one. Your inventory is available right now on MSFGG. It's connected, but it's kind of useless unless your roster is connected as well. So we need our rosters connected and our inventories so that we can do proper kind of planning as far as what gear goes on what character. Once again, I feel this is a simple thing. If they have our inventories, the technology exists. Let's connect our rosters. Right now, the only way to get your roster into MSFGG is to upload like screenshots of it or do it manually. And it's not a very fun process. And I don't really recommend people doing that because this really should be coming soon. I just kind of want to know how far away is it? This year, next year, when? All right. This one's huge. Request direct Red Star promotions. Now, once again, we could say, hey, this has already been asked for. Hey, they've already addressed it. But it was so long ago that I think it's worth bringing up again. What we're talking about here is the ability to buy red stars for whatever character that you want to put red stars on without having it to show up in some random chance store. The more characters we add into this game, the more we need this feature. And it's getting really bad in here if I want to get red stars on a particular character. There's only so many slots for them to show up. Most of them that show up, I would never consider anyways. Gold promo slots are like, I very rarely ever put gold promo credits on a character. So I think that we need, if, you could give us more slots for, silver promo credits in here, but really with how many characters are in the game, I think it's time to really just get rid of the elite store altogether. Move these orbs over to another tab, over to another section, put these somewhere else, get rid of this system and make it so that I can put red stars on any character in my roster as easily as I can put gear on them, as I can put levels on them, as I can upgrade abilities. Just make that a function in here. I think it would be a fantastic quality of life improvement. And I think it would be a win-win because people, are more prone to casually putting gold promo credits and silver promo credits on characters. Right now, you can spend hundreds of dollars to buy gold promo credits and not be able to actually apply them to the characters that you've purchased them with. You have a character in mind you want to put gold promo credits on. You spend $200 to buy the promo credits, and then you can't even put them on the character you want. You got to wait daily for that to come around. And now I know the downside is that maybe they're thinking, and maybe people do this, but I would highly recommend against it, is refreshing the store multiple times a day, trying to get the character that you want to show up in here. Quit abusing the players in this fashion. Give us the ability to put the red stars on whatever characters you want. I guarantee you it'll make you more money. I guarantee it'll get this game more money if I'm able to just throw red stars on characters without thinking about it. That's what you want us to do. You don't want us to hoard this stuff. The more silver credits and gold credits that I hoard, the less I will ever spend money on them. At this point, I have so many, I would never give you a dime for gold or silver promo credits. There's no reason for me to do that because I know that even if I do, I'll never be able to use them. They'll never show up in the store. There's no point to it. It's stupid. Fix it. All right, make sure you guys react to that one. I think that one really does need to be done. And it's been rumored that this rework was coming, but it never hit. It just never happened, and now we don't talk about it anymore. I think we need to talk about it. Okay, here's a great request. This one came in. Request that when you get 7 yellow stars on a character, that it be removed from the stores. I think it makes sense. Now, I know that this might not get done for a variety of reasons. Once again, it seems like they want you to refresh these stores with cores, which I would advise against doing. I would tell you never do that. There's no reason to refresh them with energy. But look, I think people would use more cores on character shards if characters they needed showed up here instead of characters that I have. I will never buy Thanos, Ant-Man, or Ravager Stitcher from the store. It would never make sense. In all stores, if you have 7 yellow stars on a character, it should remove them from the list, encouraging players to put 7 yellow stars on more characters in their roster to get them better selections in here. In the main store, in the Blitz store, in the Raid store, they put Scarlet Spider in the War store. I've only seen him showing up 3 times. He's been in there for a couple of weeks. I've only seen him like 3 times. Now, this should be a reason for me to part with my hard-earned war credits, right? You don't want me just to sit on those. The more of these I have, the less reason I have to spend them. Make it so Scarlet Spider shows up. Let me spend them. Let the players actually spend the gear. It won't be such a groan when you put a character into the war store. When they put Scarlet Spider into the war store, it was like, oh God, I guess I'm not ever going to get him to 7 stars. It's going to take ages. Even though I have the currency, he'll never show up. So I would highly suggest they do this. I know they have the ability to do this because it exists in other game modes where the characters will stop showing up if you got them maxed out. Like they do in the Elite store. When you're in here and if you have a character maxed out at 7 red stars, they don't keep showing up for you to buy to 7 red stars, right? It should be that way in all the other game modes. And it's a good quality of life change because, God, could you imagine how you would feel if you were scrolling through here or whatever and you bought shards of a character you already had maxed out at 7 stars? It's ridiculous. Change it. All right, let's get some votes on that one. All right, my next request here is to request to reduce the cost of all orange gear in the stores across the board in all stores. I think this would be a great change to the economy in Marvel Strike Force. At this point, we need to be focusing our credits and currency more on teal gear anyways. But if I was going to buy some orange gear, which would be a totally stupid idea to do right now with the prices of orange gear, it would make more sense to reduce the price of the orange gear. You don't necessarily need to reduce the price of the teal gear to coincide with it. I think that would be cool, but really, it should not cost 240,000 credits to buy 20 superior basic catalysts. You need thousands of these. It wouldn't make any sense for someone to drop that much gold on that many catalysts. Like, we need to rebalance this again. Now that we have a whole new category of teal gear in here, then they need to do, they really need to reduce the price of orange gear anyways. All right, so we do need to get that. We do need to get that happening. It's time for that to be reduced. Let me know that you feel the same way, or maybe you think that orange gear is priced fine. Who knows? Maybe you're crazy. All right, request that the web store be optimized for mobile devices. All right, I experienced this myself, and it's something I deal with, but really we shouldn't have to deal with it. If you're going to make the web store mandatory for us to use, then the least you can do is make sure that it's optimized so that it loads quickly and properly on mobile devices, as well as online too. It doesn't work that much better on the web if you use it on a browser than if you use it on a phone. The web store sucks. So I would request that they fix that. I don't know if this one's going to get a lot of votes. I don't know if people really feel this way. Hey, you'll let me know, right? Okay. The next thing I want to say here, and there was some confusion about this, so I want to clear it up. Request that the milestone orb actually be seasonal. When they first switched over the milestone orb, and let me go ahead and show it to you in the game right now. What I'm talking about is the orb that features White Queen of all people, right? Yeah, that shows how old it is. The milestone 2 orb. When they made this change, they said that the milestone orb is going to be seasonal. Now, I don't know how long a season is for them, but it's been like 2 years. So we need to change this. We need to define what a season is, and we need to update this. it's the next season. Trust me. However long a season is, it's been that long, and it's time to get a new Milestone 2 orb in here featuring a different character. We're at an all-time high for unfarmable characters. This will be a great way to put a big influx of farmability into the game. All the characters you get through this, over time, you're able to max out very easily because you get so many of these orbs. So seeing a brand new set of characters come in here, year 2 we're ready for year 3 characters, really. We have a lot of year 2 characters in here. We don't have any year 3, any year 4 characters in here. It's time to update this. It's time to get, put the Eternals in here as like the number 1, percent slot or whatever. Put them both in here so it's a pain in the ass to get them. I don't know, whatever you want to do with that, whatever kind of fresh torture you want to make that into. But it's time for a Milestone 3 orb. It's been a season. By anyone's definition of what seasonal is, we're well past it. So I think it's time to get that done. I side with that heavily. All right. This one's great too, and people aren't really voting for it, but maybe they don't understand what it is. Request a search bar in the roster screen. All right, so as we get more characters into the game, every patch now, it seems like we're getting 4 or 5 characters. The roster screen becomes more and more of a chore to get through. If I want to look up any certain character, I do have some filters over here on the side, but what would be really nice is a search bar where I could quickly type in a keyword. And it would be even better if we had all kinds of keywords we could put in there. Character name would be great. Like if I just want to look at my Iron Man right now, I could quickly type in Iron. It would pull up, Iron Man, and then I could favorite him. That would be fantastic, right? And then he would be at the top of my roster right where I want him to be. I think it's time to put this into the game. I think we have enough characters in here that it's time to put a search bar in here. And even better if we can do things like search for ability effects, like trauma. If the character's kit has trauma in it at all or mentions that, pull them up. That would be incredible. There's so many teams you want to make. Maybe you want to do some theory crafting and you want to look at all the characters that do disrupt, right? That would be really cool to pull that up. I think it would really promote, some gameplay and some experimentation and help us kind of understand more about how these characters interact with each other as well. Help the developers too, quite honestly. When you do something like mess up deflect, change deflect, you could quickly look in there and see which characters actually use deflect and maybe fix them before you break them. I don't know. Just saying. Anyways, moving on. Don't know how popular that one's going to be. Request a rework to how Cosmic Crucible trials are scored. I don't really care how you fix it. Just fix it. Cosmic Crucible scoring is all screwed up. It doesn't make any sense. Mini matches are solved by 1 point. It should not come down to that close. I think that winning in one shot in Cosmic Crucible should give so many more points than winning with 2 hits or 3 hits. And I think that would actually fix some of the problems with people going so defense heavy on Cosmic Crucible and favor more, offense style Cosmic Crucible, which I feel is a lot more fun and less time consuming and won't burn the players out as much. If you have everything weighted the same, it's just causing issues. I think everybody agrees about this, but I don't know. I don't see a lot of votes on this. Hey, let me know. I think Cosmic Crucible scoring sucks. Maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe it is. All right. The final thing I want to put on here, I did this one myself because I feel strongly about it. I had a video on the other day about it. If you want to know more about this request, definitely check that out. It was like, how to exploit the red star system. I'll link it after this video. It just has the picture of Hulkbuster on the cover, but really it's a video about this. And that is a request to add a notice when the game first loads up that warns users of paid content, as shown in the example below. These kind of notices are becoming more and more common in mobile games, and I think they're going to become, more and more common as time goes on. It's just going to become normal for this to be the case, and I think Marvel Strike Force should get ahead of it before legislation requires it. In light of certain developments overseas and probably soon to be here in America as well, where I reside. So yeah, there should be some kind of notice. There's been clear causation between children being exposed to games with loot box mechanics in them and habitual gambling when they grow older. And this is a really troubling trend, and something that I think at the very least, this is the mildest thing we could possibly do when it comes to this as well. This is hardly a warning. It's a notice. And basically just kind of tips off, children and their parents that, hey, there's some kind of thing going on here. You might want some guidance to go through before you try to make do on your own. All right, everybody. I got a little bit more here I'll put in after this from earlier in the stream. I'm shooting this live with all the grave diggers. Thanks for joining me here live, and keep digging. Real issue with stealth buffing the Doom 3.3. First off, nobody gives a shit. Nobody fucking cares. And they do start off by saying there's no real issue with Doom 3.3 being stealth buffed. It makes sense for the Doom 3.3 to actually be harder than the Doom 3.2. Sure. 30 alliances or so have recently pushed the Doom 3.2 to 100% clear. 30 alliances have fucking exploited the game to access the Doom 3.3 because they caught wind that it was easier. Now they're saying that because now you can enter the Doom 3.3 with only 60% completion of the Doom 3.2, it invalidates the push effort. You spent 20,000 power cores to clear the Doom 3.2 at 100%. Good for you. This is what you get for being the tip of the spear. This is what happens. Take your bump and move on. This is an unacceptable impact? The fuck it's unacceptable, dude. It's fully acceptable. It's fully acceptable. It's fine, actually. Had Scopely boundless? No, it's all boundless. Scopely has nothing to do with any of this shit. If boundless communicated their intention to realign the difficulty of the Doom 3 raids and adjust the gates, maybe with 2 weeks of notice, yeah, they probably should have said something. But, whatever. It's absurd that your alliance is out of 20,000. Dude, 20,000 power cores as an alliance isn't shit. No one cares. Whereas an alliance that was planning to push Doom 3.2 at 100% a couple of days later, yeah, normal, sane fucking people. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be ableist, but like regular people that don't need to punish themselves. Okay, look, like what you did was fucking, ill-advised. What you did was ill-advised, and you benefited from it. What more do you want? A punishment for players trying to, glitch the game, trying to exploit. It's not that awful. They should have communicated it, but it's not that awful. It would be nice if they just stopped stealth doing stuff. They should talk about it. Yeah, make a change log when you make an update. That makes sense. You want your cores you invested in Star-Lord 3 years ago too? Really? I mean, yeah, what the fuck are we talking about, dude? This is crazy. Yeah, word on the street was, in whispers and, in back alleys, the 3.3 is easier than the 3.2. Quick, burn all your cores and beat the 3.2, and you can cheat. And so they did. And then they got, you only got so long with it. You only get so long you can abuse it for, and now you can't abuse it anymore. And now you're going to be pissed off because you can't abuse the game anymore? Get the fuck out of here. It's an exploit. No, it's not hard work. None of this is hard work. Spending 20,000 cores isn't hard work. That's paying money. And it did pay off. You got in earlier. You got to do the 3.3 while it was easier. Congrats. Fuck, you could have pushed the 3.3 to 100%. You could be doing the 3.4 now. No one cares. Get the fuck out of here. There are actual issues with this game. This is not one of them. I mean, I'm glad they fixed it. Needing to do 100% on the 3.2 was unreasonable. And now it's good. Now it makes sense. You get the rewards at 60%. You get the rewards at 60% and you unlock the next difficulty. That makes sense. Before you got rewards at 60%, but you didn't unlock the next difficulty. And the next difficulty level was broken. Honestly, that many alliances should not have been in the 3.3. The 3.2 was crazy hard. Only now that the tech team has dropped. Like only now that the tech team has dropped, is it, easy to get through the 3.2. Let's say that they want to make this good for these players. What would they do? What would you do to make it right by these guys? Because you don't have just these people being hurt by this, right? The people that pushed into the 3.3. You also have alliances like my own who were on the 3.2 who, could have pushed into we could have done 100% on the 3.2 at any time, but we didn't. And we could have been doing the easy 3.3 the whole time. So you would need to compensate both circumstances, right? I mean, the only difference between doing the 3.2 and the 3.3 were the elite teal orbs. So if you wanted to compensate people, why the fuck did my game crash? If you wanted to compensate people, you would have to give them elite teal orbs. I think the only game impact here is that some players got more elite teal orbs and that some might not get as many elite teal orbs now. Yeah, give them some elite teal orbs and some tissues and send them on their way. Is my idea. I think that's the only thing that would kind of make up for it. I don't know why. I mean, you know what? Compensation, because let's compensate everything. Compensate everybody for everything, always, is probably the best solution to everything in the game. Oh, and Nico is here. And her new costume? What? No, wait. Something's weird there. That's not right, is it? It's not Nico, is it? What? Wait, what? What? Is it really the Nico? Didn't we already do the Nico costume? The Nico costume's back? Like, did it not sell the first time, so they're trying again? Free costume? I think it's only if you buy the Strike Pass. I don't think they're giving it to you unless you buy it. That's so weird. The Nico costume isn't even in here to buy. Yeah, they screwed up. Big surprise. I think they screwed up. Can you buy it through the screen? Let me see. Where's Nico at? Man, I don't know when I'm going to get to build A-Force. A-Force is so far out for me. It's unavailable. Dude, you can't even buy it. What is happening? What the fuck? Oh man, you want everything wrong with Marvel Strike Force. Here it is. Selling you shit you can't even get. Broken. That's crazy. All right, well, I assume the Nico costume will become available at some point. Maybe. Hard to say. Strider. The Strider? Like the one we did the benefit for? It's been a long time, Strider. Cool, man. That was one of the first things I did as a content creator way back. I put way too much effort into that. Well, good to see you. Strider is a graphic artist in our community. Have you made any logos for anybody recently? Why can't I collect these? Come on. All right, there we go. So yeah, you could buy this right now. How many credits do you need? So right now, they want you to buy the Strike Pass and get the costume, except you literally cannot buy it. They are selling something that doesn't actually exist in the game. How nuts is that? How crazy is that? Yeah, we leveled up. We leveled up a little bit between the last time we ran into each other. All right, what's going on here? There's Blitz. There's... Is anything happening? I guess I can look at the offers. Do we have a one-core offer today? I still wouldn't buy any of this crap. None of this stuff. It's all useless. There's no point to it. It's not going to help you. None of these things will actually improve your experience in this game. Not one purchase in here would be impactful or meaningful. Okay, nothing to buy. All right, we'll get some, we'll buy some teal gear, I guess. Oh, I have the horns. You don't know, Strider. I have Loki horns. My God, my game is so glitched out right now, man. It won't even, everything's on a lag. I don't know, maybe my network's slow. This is no good. I can't get that far in this. All right, I think that's it for me tonight. Thank you for joining there. Thanks for hanging out for this extra little bit. But unfortunately, there's not much to do. We're doing the Doom 3.3. That's legit now. I'll definitely let you know how my experience is on that, although I don't think I'll be making any strategy guide videos on that because those videos did horribly on YouTube. I don't think there's anything else to do in this game. This game's boring. What's wrong with Marvel Strike Forces? There's no game. Drew Dog wants to thank me. He has 25 million total combat power. Stop spending. Good. You were dropping an insane amount of cash. That's no good. Excellent. I'm glad I was able to help you out, and I'm glad we were able to do this stream tonight. Thank you so much for everybody for joining, and we'll see you on the next stream. We'll be here Friday. We'll do another nice long live stream, so make sure you show up for that. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you comment down below, and Grave Diggers, keep digging.